We got approved to launch EasySites on AppSumo. Then we read the fine print and realized we'd be signing away our IP, our revenue, and our voice. What we found made us walk away, and this video might make you do the same. This isn't a partnership, it's a controlled contract. And here's everything they don't want founders to say out loud. We wrote the landing page copy, we integrated the licensing key, we planned all the pricing, jumped on the Q&A calls with them, went through all that whole process, and then we were hit with this final promotional agreement to sign. That's when we looked a little bit deeper into the interlinking from one agreement to the other. That's when we discovered it wasn't really a partnership, it was full control for them to own everything. So we wrote this full breakdown. Outside of the money side of things, what it really came down to is some of these clauses in here. Some of them in isolation by themselves don't look that bad, but when you tie it all together, it starts to paint the bigger picture of it all. There's the 3 times clawback in the partner agreement. It's basically if you ever sell a company or get acquired and the buyers don't want to assume the AppSumo terms, what you end up doing is paying AppSumo 3 times the amount that you'd got from them. What really strikes me is when we talk about the acquisition part of it, no one's going to acquire your company because as part of this contract that you sign is you're handing over all rights to your code and IP. And it's stated here, so partners hereby grant the company as security for all of partners' obligation under this agreement, including without limitations, any clawbacks due and payable to the company and any amounts outlining in this section. A security interest in and to the following, whether now owned or hereafter acquired by partner. We can't see why anyone that would want to acquire you would agree to these terms, but also we said as part of that process, wouldn't it be more fair to have a structured breakdown of that 3 times payable amount? If you were to exit within 12 months, you've probably done really well for yourself as a founder. 12 months is a short time period. Realistically, it's not going to happen. That would be your 3 times repayment that you'd pay. Then after 2 years, it would be 2 times the amount. After 3 years, whatever we got from you, we will pay back. And then that should void any of the obligations. Then what they had hidden in there as well is this $5,000 investigation fee for doing nothing wrong, essentially. So if AppSumo or anyone suspects you lack any of the IP rights, they will invoice you for a $5,000 investigation fee. With them taking 60% of that money, it should come out of their pocket because they should vet and do some quality assurance properly on the products that they're listing on their marketplace. You're basically granting full license to AppSumo to sell and modify your code if you may become unable to meet their obligations, which are pretty harsh obligations to meet as it is. So partners shall provide to company a functional instance of the source and object code for any products offered through the marketplace, in each case in the format and condition that such product appears and are made available through the marketplace. Partner hereby grants the company an irrevocable license to publish, sell, modify, upgrade, market, publicly perform, copy, or and otherwise alienate the product copies, promotional materials, and a product listing if and only if a release condition occurs. Now, if and only if a release conditions occurs. So what does a release condition mean? It starts out pretty strong, understandable, liquidation, protection under bankruptcy laws, or becoming subject of bankruptcy. But where it starts to fall apart is where it says all may become unable to meet its obligation under this agreement. Partner fails to perform its obligation under the section and or partner breaches any of the representation or warranties under this agreement. That's not really standard terms for a marketplace listing. They're pretty aggressive IP grabs. We're open to protecting customers that have purchased of a lifetime deal, but that shouldn't be the IP of the product. They're earning sort of rights to it. So then you look at it with the 100-day lock-in period. So you don't have any emergency breaks if you were to launch on there. It's overwhelming with support, requests, bugs, fixes, and all that sort of stuff, because the way that AppSumo is set up and sell it is that
these are products new to the market. We've got a massive audience. They buy it for a one-time payment. They are essentially your beta users. They're going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly. They help you work things out. If you leave at any point, you're liable to anything that you've agreed on to these. And what interests me, again, is they call it this evergreen. So even though you're locked in for 120 days minimum, that's for the initial product launch. You can't pull out early if you want to. Here it says, maintain your listing for at least 120 days after your product goes live. We have designed our marketplace such that product deals are evergreen. So customers always have the chance to buy great products. It can be very disruptive when partners leave. So if you do remove your listing within the first 120 days, understand that AppSumo may void payments you otherwise would have been entitled to in connections with the sale of your product and prevent you from listing your product in the future. But the pause isn't real, and this is where the evergreen part comes in. So we understand that sometimes situation calls for pausing a deal on the site, so we really want to help you out there. Our policy regarding pausing deals. Only deals that have been live for a minimum of 120 days are eligible to be paused. So you can't pause it within that 120-day period. You can then pause it after. The maximum length of time a deal can be paused is 6 weeks. But AppSumo reserves the rights to delay the start of the pause to give customers some time to purchase before the pause takes effect. I'm a big believer in fast support time. However, with AppSumo, there's a lot of people buying. There's a lot of people asking questions. You're forced support, so you got to respond in 4 days, resolve in 14 days. If you fail to do so, the company may enforce any and all of its rights under this agreement. So if partner fails to comply with communication, approval, and all cooperation requirements set forth, the company may, in company's sole discretion, remove or otherwise suspend the offering of any of the partner's products from the marketplace, withhold the payments of any fees to partner, claw back any fees from partner, or take any other It's what they deem reasonable. Based on this agreement, nothing's reasonable in their eyes. There's no way to switch it off, and you're under full control of AppSumo. They can determine when they put your product back on there. There's no legal recourse when things go wrong. You waive all your rights to a fair trial. It will be done all behind closed doors. Imagine this, something goes wrong, you're now forced into a closed door legal battle against an $80 million company under their terms with no public oversight and no rights to appeal. If all fails, you've already granted AppSumo your intellectual property, the rights to your code. Once you sign this, you can't talk honestly about your experience. If you talk about them publicly online, you're in breach of this agreement. You can lose your business overnight as well. So this blog post itself would violate their terms, but we never signed. It's hard without going through this and seeing the overall bigger picture of it all. That's the main reason why we walked away from them. We were ready to go. We thought it was a good opportunity to get people signed up to the product, using the product, whether or not it was 100 people, 10,000 people. Who knows how well it would have gone? We don't know. The bottom line is I wouldn't sign it. I advise you not to sign it. And the disclaimer in here was that as the #1 digital marketplace for entrepreneur, we take all the policies, measures extremely serious, so please be careful considering your choice while moving through the self-service submission flow. That's exactly what we've done, so let that sort of sink in. Grant them full global rights to your IP, demand your source code, lock you in for 4 months minimum with no exit clause, claim the rights to withhold your payments, trigger clawbacks if you don't reply to an email. Maybe that's true because no other platform has actually engineered a setup where the entrepreneur is the one that takes all the risk while the platform prints cash on your back. This really isn't a partnership. It's a brand position weaponized to mask legal overreach. So yes, we did consider our choice carefully and we chose to walk and talk because we didn't sign. So what's next for us is we're launching our own lifetime deal directly. It's going to be better aligned to our users, to our community. There's no clawbacks for us, no risk of our IP getting taken, no risk of our product failing based on AppSumo ridiculous clauses. We're building in the open for the long haul. So come join us, sign up, have a chat, try it for free. whatever. We believe we're building something real. And if there's anyone else that's building something or considering to launch an AppSumo, we're happy to share our research and help you evaluate the real cost. Just reach out. And if you want to check out any of the AppSumo agreements, those terms may change. Again, this isn't legal advice. Just seek any proper advice before signing any agreements. These links here are linking out to the different partner terms that we've done on Wayback Machine in case they update them, that it's still here. If you want to check out Eazysites, we'll drop a link in below the video. If you've got any questions, reach out to us, email us, fill out the contact form, and we'll be happy to have a chat.